Hello ladies and gentlemen, Self-Portrait 14 here with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the last in our series, which leads to Bruticus. Now right in front of us here we've got all the Combaticons in their robot form. I just wanted to show this off real quick so you guys could see how they look together. And as you can see, they look very nice together, I think. I think they look pretty darn good as a full set. Now, my favorite is probably Blastoff. Even though his shoulders are crap, I still think he looks overall the best. He just looks really cool. And they're all really nice. They've all got their ups, they've got their downs, you know. But still overall very nice. Now I'm just going to cut away real quick and get these guys transformed into vehicle mode. Now that they're all in vehicle mode, let's get started with Blastoff. Blastoff, very simple to get him into the arm mode. Just take these legs, untab them and spread them out. Now take these pieces here, not heel. I don't know what that even means. Rotate like so. Take these little purple bits inside, which are the hands, flip those out. And then you'll see once I get that flipped out, you see there's two little thumbs in there. Just use this one so he'll be the right arm. And then you want to just kind of tab it together and lock it all together. And this is the standard transformation that you see in the instructions. I'm not going to change anything right now. I'll show off some alternate transformations in the pictures later, but I'm going to rotate that out. There's the arm, and that's it. Next up, I'll go to the other side, grab Swindle. Swindle, very simple. Take the little feet part like this. You want to loosen this up, pull this down so that you can grab his little connector point and rotate that all the way up. And that's essentially it. I mean, not much else to it. Leg. Next up, Brawl. You want to take him, lift this up, pop that out, and tab that into the bottom there. And you want to take also his cannons and rotate them so they are how they're supposed to be in robot mode. Take these pieces, kind of lift them and separate them to the sides like that. Lift up his connector point, and take this panel up here. Rotate it down so that it tabs into place down here with this, like so, and flip forward this little green piece, and there's your next foot. Now for Vortex. Couldn't even say his name right. Alright, Vortex is a little different. You want to separate him in the front, like so. And then back here, this is all kind of connected, so you want to take this whole part here, lift it like that, and then pull it down, and keep on, like, I guess, kind of moving it until you get it out like so. Then you're going to take his hand, flip that out, flip the cannon back in, plug these two pieces back together, plug those back together, rotate the connector, and there you have the Vortex arm. Oh, you want to rotate him at the waist there also. There you have the Vortex arm. Still spins, all that good stuff. And lastly, you want to take Onslaught, remove his gun. I'll set that to the side. Take these arms, lift them out there, lift this forward. Take this piece here, separate these. This piece here, flip it up like so. There you have his legs. Rotate the head. And then you want to take his arms down. You want to actually move the arms up like that. Rotate this down so it's right. And then take his hands, swing them to the back, and have his hands grab onto these pegs back here. Just like that. Bring him back, grab on, like so. And now there you have him. You want to flip up these little pieces too. Just flip those up like that. And there you have the torso. And you can take Onslaught's cannon and just put it into the back here. Which, just one thing to note, actually Onslaught's cannon, all the little connector spots for it, where you pop it into, for example, these are the parts where it goes into the Bruticus, and those are the parts where it goes into Onslaught's vehicle mode. They're very tight, so I already see a bunch of stress marks on them, which does not make me all too happy. I'm not afraid, really, whatever. If it breaks, then I guess maybe I can just melt it together, who knows. But there you have that. There's your torso. Now to start combining them, let's take the legs first. I'll take them here, pop that in. There you go. Take his swindle leg. And just pop that in. He's not very easy to put together due to the connections being pretty tight. There you go. That's better. And then we want to take blast off. Oh, you can't even see. Let me adjust this so you guys can see. There we go. Take blast off. Pop him up here. There we go. And these plastic connector pieces on all of them here, I don't feel all that safe about them, honestly. Because they're so tight, and when you're putting them on, you kind of have to spread them and everything. So hopefully nothing happens, but yeah, hopefully down the road nothing happens with them. So there you have Bruticus, all built up, combined and everything. You can see his arms are very, very long. Like really, really long. Like ridiculously long. And as for his gun, his weapons and whatnot, I don't like doing the standard configuration they show on in the instructions. Here you have the other weapons there. You rotate this down so you can see, and I'm going to grab the onslaught cannon so you guys can see what's actually shown in the instructions instead of just skipping that. So you got this. Take these two guns, which you got Swindle and Brawl, combine them together like so. Then you want to take them here, pop them on top. These, yeah, I'll just pop them on top now, like that. And then you want to take the blast off guns, like so. And I believe it has them in the instructions like this, if I'm not mistaken. You want to take it like this, like so. You're going to tab it under here, like that. Same thing on the other side. Get that all together, pop that under here, and as you can see, that is one really, really long gun. Like, that's insane. And then if we put it into his hand here on blast off, you see that's just, I mean, that's ridiculous. That's plain flat out ridiculous. And I'm not very crazy about that configuration at all. So I'd like to take this off, fix up his hand there. And I'd like taking these parts off, taking it all apart essentially. Yeah, it's in there good. Take that off, put this back on Bruticus, because if not, then you can see his back is very empty. It's just very empty and hollow. You can see your onslaught head poking out there. So I like putting this on there. It does a nice job of covering all that up and kind of filling it out a little bit. He's still pretty flat. Still not very thick, but it does a better job of filling that out and making it look better overall, in my opinion. So I like having this gun just like this pretty much. I think this looks good for a gun. You can even put it in this karate chop hand, which has an articulated thumb. So you can put that in here, it'll fit nicely. And then what I like to do with the rest of the guns, like taking these apart, and then take the swords like so, and putting them in his hands like this, in his right fist like this, and this way it gives him like a double-bladed weapon thingy. Looks kind of cool. These guns, you can do whatever you want with them. You can stick them on the sides of this gun here, just like this. It gives it some extra firepower. And there you go. He looks pretty cool. I gotta say, Bruticus looks pretty nice. He's not great by far, but he's pretty nice. He's pretty nice looking. I like him. I know a lot of people hate the colors on him. Really, the only complaint I have with the colors is that Vortex is incredibly bright. That's about it. Other than that, I don't care. I like Fruity Pebbles, so this works for me. But my biggest issue is the orangutan arms. They're ridiculously long. They're way too long. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me that his arms are longer than his legs. Or, you know, it's not right looking. It looks very weird. And there's a lot of alternate transformations out there that you can check out and see that they do a much better job of transforming him. And I'm going to show some of those off in the pictures here at the end so that you guys can see that. As for articulation, he does have, you know, his shoulders will rotate, but as you can see, they're very tight ratchet joints, so that you gotta be kind of careful not to have it strip here or take this with it. But they're very tight. They rotate out, and you can see it rotates out there too. But this one kind of doesn't like to stick. And this arm will also bend, so you can get that. You get some nice elbow joint there. And of course, the most fun part, spinning the little propeller. His other arm will do this as well. Doesn't really bend. You kind of have to untab it here to get it to bend much. Well, actually, these parts will bend on their own. But it bends this way, and his hand doesn't move either way. It doesn't have any wrist articulation, so that can be a pain. As for his legs, they will move. Well, let me get the arms out of the way real quick. The legs will move back and forth, mostly back, not really too much forth, because of this crotch plate that gets in the way. So you got that. You can kind of mistransform him here if you want, but I don't like doing that because it leaves him a little floppy, well, more floppy than this. But then his knee will bend here, nice and ratchet. You'll do that on both sides. And as for foot articulation, there is none unless you mistransform one of the feet. And by one, I mean just brawl, because this guy doesn't really mistransform to give him much foot articulation, really. But yeah, there you have it. There's Bruticus. He has a very nice head sculpt, I think. Even with the blue colors and whatnot, I think that looks pretty good. Actually, let me set him back so you can get a better lighting on him. I think he looks pretty nice. I do like the way Bruticus looks, but he does, as I said, he needs some mistransforming, which I'm gonna do. So there you have it. I think these guys, it's a good set to pick up. In my honest opinion, I think he's a good set to pick up. You can either have him in this configuration, or you can put them all 5 in the individual robot modes and display them that way. They display pretty well that way. Oh, and he still retains Onslaught's waist articulation. So there's a big plus. There's something you don't often see in such a big combiner. But I think I like him. I think he's a step forward for combiners by Hasbro. I think they did a good job. And I would like to see them continue to take this onward and make even better combiners. I would really like that, because frankly, I'm not very happy about having to pay $600 for a third-party Transformer combiner. I'm not into that. I'd rather pay about, what, less than 1/6 of that for the Hasbro one. But, oh well. We'll see how that goes. This guy has but again, full set, pretty good. I suggest either getting, because due to the price point, there are three versions of this guy currently out, or actually 4. There is the Takara version, which is these same colors, but I guess shinier. Some people like it better, but it's going to run you a lot more because of the fact that Takara figures are more expensive due to the importing and whatnot. Then there is the G2 version, which you can get on Amazon for $60, which is a really good deal, and it looks pretty nice. There's also this version, the Hasbro version, which you can get out in retail, and if you get them individually, not on sale, it's going to run you $75 for the whole set before tax. But if you get them on sale like I did, you can get them for cheaper than $60. So really it depends on where you get them, how you get them. You know, you gotta just look out for sales and whatnot. And then there's also the San Diego Comic-Con version, which looks fantastic. That's the one with the game accurate colors and all that, and it just looks fantastic. But you're not going to be able to get that for less than $200, it looks like, on aftermarket prices on eBay and whatnot. It's just ridiculously expensive. So this looks like it's probably the most feasible option, this one and the Amazon version, if you're somebody who's a little cost conscious. But I think it's really good. I like him. I think he's going to look great next to all my other Fall of Cybertron figures. He's going to look really cool on the shelf there. With actually all my other figures, I'll probably throw him into the Prime shelf. Who knows? He looks really nice though. And with some mistransforming, he looks even better. So there you have it. This has been Self-Portrait 14. Have a nice day. And I hope you continue to watch my videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video.